Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Shite. Well, friends, I've got bad news. I went into the town today. I went back to the department store and I sprayed myself with Uncut Gem again. I have got to say that I may not have been harsh enough on it. It's fucking lamentable. It is easily one of the worst releases in decades. It's not one of the worst releases in decades, but it's really, really bad. Like, in my community posts today, I linked to a couple of smaller channels, Patchouli Pappy and Cheap Imitation are the two channels. Cheap Imitation's been commenting for years. He's a good lad. He has, I think one of them's bought a bottle and the other one's just smelled it. I can't remember which one's which. Oh, God. It's so bad. They quite liked it. And I was like, look, that's fine. It's cool. It's calm, innit? You know? I'm not going to think any less of you as like a person, or like, I don't want to not talk to you anymore. Jesus. But you don't have to justify yourself to me why you like it and stuff like that. But bloody hell, it's terrible. Gordon Bennett. Just woeful, like. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I'm just gonna see if I can't find the stream. I really can't find it, like. I really can't find it. One moment. Am I going to have to go onto my own channel? Give us a second. Sorry about this, folks. Ah, there it is. Well, how are we, friends? Cuckoo all. Cuckoo, Pradeep Sikar. How are you? Alfonso? Hi. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Joe M68. I haven't seen you before. How are you? Rachel says still shite, possibly worse. It's offensively bad, like. I was going to ask, I went in today fully expecting to see the Frederick Mall associate that I usually deal with, and I was going to ask them to make me a sample up or do as like a little decant of it, because they've got no samples ready, so I could like take it away and like not have to keep going into bastard town, just to see if it changes, you know, over like a few days and like, you know, give it a chance. She wasn't in, but I've smelled it again. I've got it on my skin. It's still terrible. Like, it's an awful fragrance. Excuse me whilst I put the coffee link, if anybody would like to donate. I would appreciate it greatly. You are too kind. Buy me a coffee. Actually, I've just had a hot chocolate. Omar has Omar has bought me a coffee. Also said grr when he did it. And I knew it was him straight away. There is but one dog that whose woofs I understand. And it's Omar. Glutton for punishment, says Joe. Yes, that's right. Hello, Adam D. How are you? We appreciate your thorough investigation. Thank you, Rachel. I was talking to Rachel about it last night. In fact, I fell asleep after the second email she sent us. It's been a strange old day for me. It was a busy day yesterday. And then today, like, I got over it. I was like, I took poison last night. And then today I felt okay. And my friend was like, oh, do you want to come around for a cup of tea? And, like, see the Ben? And I was like, yes, the Ben is class. It's the Ben with the Diplodocus. He's a good lad. If anybody remembers that stream where I was talking about the kid who's he's like 4, and he's like, oh, I was like, oh, look, there's your dinosaur, and he was like, no, it's a Diplodocus, and I was like, say what? And he was like, it's a Diplodocus, and I was like, right, and I was like, so what's that? And he was like, Tyrannosaurus. I was like, well, kid's like a savant. You know what I mean? Very clever. His parents thought he might be autistic, but I don't think he is, because he's very friendly, he's very happy, and he's got a great... He doesn't mind looking at you straight in the eye. I just think he's a clever boy. You know? Bless him. Stefan Theno says, that's a true love in the making. If you're going back to the department store to spray yourself with the stuff you hate, that's how Eugene's love affair with Antaeus started. Oof, I don't think it's going to end like that, because I'm not going back. I only went back today because I was in the town already. Oh, it's bad. Cheap Imitation bought a 10ml Patchouli Pappy Blind bought a bottle. God. I was talking to them both about it. And I mean, they both really like it, which is fair enough. You know what I mean? It's their money. It's their nose. That's more than fair enough, you know? You can like what you like. You like what you like, you know? But yikes. I just hope that they're not trying to do something that I've done before, where you blind buy something, or you buy something and you get it home and you smell it and you've spent the money and you spray it and you're like, and then you try and convince yourself that you like it more than you do. You know? Like, I don't want to do that. I hope they're not doing that, but they're not me, so they might not be. Hi, everyone, says Afonso. You're such a good person, says Rachel. You're too kind, Rachel. Thank you. Hello, Shiva Vareen. Fraudeep says, I thought it was a healing day today. Yes, well, tomorrow is the day of rest, so hopefully I'll be able to just, like, chill, you know? Someone has donated to my Buy Me a Coffee. You are too kind. I don't know who it is yet, but I've just got the email. Thank you, whoever you are, mysterious donator. I will love you forever. The money goes to buying equipment, not fragrances. If that ever changes, I'll let you know. So the reason I decided to get a coffee account is because I've had a bit of hassle monetizing the channel, right? Like with adverts and stuff. And I don't like adverts anyway, so I'm not heartbroken about that. But I genuinely mean this. People have asked me before how they can, like, send super chats and how they can, like, give back and stuff. And I'm like, look, you don't have to do that. And then, like, I was talking to like Eugene, or I was talking to Eugene, because it was Eugene who gave us the idea to set up a coffee account, because they don't take any commission. PayPal do, because of course they do, the fucking shit houses. But PayPal take like 5%. But that's not that bad considering YouTube takes 30 and Twitch takes 50. Twitch does a 50-50 split. That is appalling. So fair play to coffee. God knows how they make their money, like, but there they are. So yes, thank you. I'm going to be buying either a phone or a laptop, or maybe if I make enough money, I'll get both, but I doubt it. You know what I mean? Something is making a noise downstairs. But I'll check out who that was when I la-di-da. When I finish the stream. But thank you, whoever you are, mysterious giver. Can anybody hear me toes snapping? Jesus. Give us a second. I need to just pull myself together. Hello, Rich and Gang. I need to go back to that page so I can see what I'm doing. I thought it was a healing day. Yes, it was. Well, it still is, sort of. Afternoon, all afternoon, Micah. How are you? Evening, even. Joe says, I'm good, thank you. Tried to join you live last night, but YouTube decided to be a pain. Ah, well, I'm glad you're good anyway, and I'm glad you're here now. Honestly, my toes are making such an outrageous noise. Scent of the day is Vert d'Encens. Yeah, I like Vert d'Encens. I'll be wearing that soon. To me, that smells a bit like November. October and November, you know. It might just be because that's when I bought it last year. But I really do like it. Is your Vert d'Encens, when you put it on, right, is your Vert d'Encens very oily? Because mine is. Like, really oily. And it's like, ooh, I thought it was fake at first, but it's not, hopefully. Hello, Mr. Rich Mitch. Welcome, Omar. Hello again, says Drawn by Sense. Some people like Brussels sprouts and some, oof. Vert d'Encens is wonderful, says Rich. Hola, says Germs. Welcome, Germs. Scent of the day is Javanese patchouli. Someone was asking about Javanese patchouli yesterday. Have it black with not sugar, the best way for me. Hot bean water, says Micah. Yeah, I can't drink coffee anymore. Like, it goes through us like you wouldn't believe. Like, it makes us like quite, you know, yikes. Omar says, scent of the day, Noir Peace. Really enjoy this one. Spices with a creamy orange feeling. Perfect for a 15 Celsius morning. Temperature's nowhere near that where I am at the minute. Single digits now. And it's just going to keep getting colder, apparently. We're getting north winds. Pradeep says he's also wearing Noir Peace. Very underrated. Yes, it is underrated, to be fair. Almost soapery, rose-watery, creamy spice. Omar says, totally amazing. One of my only 3 Tom Fords talking about Vert d'Encens. Rachel says, Omar, you must check out the real perfumer of Vert d'Encens, the guy on the team that actually made it, Michael Nordstrand. He's launching his brand Mythologist soon. For Vert d'Encens, to be clear, says Rachel. Drawn by Sense says, yes, Natalia, Brussels sprouts, the invention of twisted mean forces. I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts, like, yikes. They smell like methane. Stefan says, scent of the day is 90s Zeno, which projects all day, unlike the Reform. Yeah, the Reform's just like... The Reform is pain, isn't it? The Reform is just weak. Is very weak. Omar is smelling his arm. Mythologist, thanks for the information, says Omar. Christy, welcome. Happy weekend indeed. Noir Peace was apparently made for a brunette client of Michelle Runitska before Mal took it, says Pradeep. Vert d'Anson is a great November fragrance, says Rachel. It is. Yes, Vert d'Anson is oily to me too, but it is very unique. Like, I mean, the actual fragrance, when you spray it on, you know, is it like really oily? Apparently it's the olibanum that's like that, you know? Sailor Boy says, should I blind buy Uncut Gem? I would never recommend that you blind buy anything, mate. You should always smell it first. I'm not spending your money for you. Always sample, but if you intend to buy it so that you can destroy it and there be one less bottle of it in the world, then fair play to you. That money might be better spent going to charity, though. Do you know what I mean? Jesus. I spent $3 on a fragrance today. It was at a charity stall in a county fair. Avon Wild Bergamot, a tea fragrance. Nice, but gone in 10 minutes. Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of Avon fragrances. They do smell very pleasant, and then they're just gone. You know? Wow, Michael Nordstrom. I want to be that handsome and a good perfumer as him, according to his LinkedIn picture, says Homo. Justin says, scent of the day, Creator Rusi. Steph says, many Mitch, with death upon me. Yes, it is very oily on skin. Agree, says Rachel. Sound. Because mine's very oily on skin as well. And I was like, ooh, is this weird? But no, it's fine. Apparently it's the olibanum that does that. Christy also agrees it is oily when you spray it on skin. Antonio Hobson, welcome. Bariatrion says, today it was really windy. I put my leather jacket on and sprayed Gucci Guilty Absolute. Smelled like a horse all day, according to my wife. Outrageous. Smelled like a horse all day. I think leather fragrances are really good for the wind. Not leather fragrances, leather jackets. Leather's perfect for the wind, isn't it? Very insulating. Breaks the wind. Rachel says, Bariatrion, what a great way to smell, like an horse. Drawn by senses, scent of the day, l'artisan, food absinthe. Rachel says, why I love Corpus Equus. Not a big fan of Corpus Equus. It smells, Corpus Equus has got the same note in it, the same shocking note in it, like that really like fucking pang of, a really strong pang of saffron. You know, the twang and the pang. It's got that, and it's like, wow. It's sort of like, do you know when you eat like a really sour sweetie? It makes your face twist. Yikes. Scent of the day is Interlude 53, says Jura. Crap. Pradeep says Lone Star Memory smells like horse. That Lone Star Memory smells like cowboy. Which could be like the link, you know. Joe has a big smile. Corpus Equus smells like a saddle with a rose-scented bottom. But you wish you had a rose-scented bottom, don't you, Jura? Rose. Yeah, I like to smell like a rugged leather when it winds, says Bariatrion. Yeah. Jura, yes, like a tack room for a sweaty horse you ride in the fields. Jura says, I don't like Interlude anymore. Too much, just too much overall. It's like Ramsey loves those Amouage. And I like a couple of Amouage. I've got Diamant and I have got Jubilation 25, but I'm okay with those two. I don't necessarily want any of the others. Rachel says, the sour is horse sweat to me. Maybe our horse in particular. You have a sweaty horse. Alan says, good, whatever time it is in your world, scent of the day is Indonesian Oud by Xenia. Outrageous. Somebody else is wearing Javanese patchouli by Xenia. It's a good little line that was, wasn't it? And then they changed them to eau de parfums. Kind of did what Chanel did with theirs. They released the eau de toilettes first and everybody loved them. Excuse me. And then they released the eau de parfums and everyone was like, oh, why have you done this? Stop that. Eugene, welcome. Even though you bring lemon. Imagine if Eugene was one of the three wise men. And like, one of them brought gold, one of them brought frankincense. Eugene would bring lemon. I'd be raging. Gold, frankincense, and lemon. Get out of here. Alfonso says, scent of the day, Cartier Declaration d'un Soir. Not huge on Declaration, you know. I'm on the bus and I am thinking of giving, I'm on the bus and I think I'm giving everyone a headache. Sam, I only have Juby, says, bro, dude, nothing else grabs me. Yeah, they're a little, like, wow. Like, some of them, I don't like the blue one. I don't remember which one. Is that Reflection or Interlude? Just like, ugh. Eugene, when life gives you lemons, give them to Duck. No, do not. When life gives you lemons, keep them to yourself or dispose of them discreetly, away from this Duck. Lemon is the new frankincense, says Eugene. Not sure about that. Smoky lemon. Rachel says, Eugene, my husband has a fancy diplomatic dinner with Taiwanese consulate reps and our governor. I'll be wearing my dollar exquise. Nice. Scent of the day is Uncle Serge Feminité Dubois. Nice. I've got Serge Luton's version and I've got 2 bottles of Feminité Dubois Shiseido, one of which I can't find. I don't know where I've put it. Rachel says, sorry about spelling. I'll take some pics and post about it. Rachel, I hope it won't scare them away. Yes, Eugene causing an international incident with his perfume. Now, let me see. Many match, which death upon me. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out my payment pal. Thank you to the 2 people who have sent me coffees, Rachel and Joe. You are both too kind. I still find it, I don't know that I find it difficult to accept. One of my friends told us that I find it difficult to accept people doing nice things for us. But I think that I just find it very interesting. Not interesting. Interesting is the wrong word. Humbling might be the word, that people would want to do something like that for you. It's lovely. Did you choose that perfume for philosophic reasons, says Rachel? Says Alan to Rachel. Alan, I just wanted to wear something special. Joe says, oh, Shiseido, what's it like? It's thick. It's like, what's it like? It's like, for me, it's like plum juice with bits in it. You know, when you get like squash with bits in it, you know, and it's like she's got a little bit more. It's thicker, it's denser, it's richer. It feels like the juice is like more viscous, like thicker, you know? That's what it's like. It feels like the juice is physically thicker and heavier. The bottle is stunning. The bottle is absolutely stunning. Serge Luton I don't know if he designed the bottle. I think he did. But the original Serge Lutton bottles in the old 50ml design, the really sleek ones, they were beautiful. But the Féminité du Bois original Shiseido bottle is one of the best bottles ever created. It's absolutely gorgeous. The color, the weight, the feel, the balance. It's incredible. Jura, I thought you'd switched from lemons to pot noodles, says Drawn By. Though I can't see the international metaphor, says Rachel. Jura says, hear about the child actor that murdered his mother and attempted to assassinate Trudeau. Nobody sounds canny. That's a great compliment, Rachel, says Eugene. Thank you. You are welcome, says Joe. You are too kind, Joe. Thank you. Eugene, I'm happy for your beautiful work. We want to support it. I've smelled his other 2 fragrances. You are loved, Rich, says Eugene. Oh, here's a hug. Plum juice, says Jura. Looking to plumb some depths. Sounds delicious, says Joe. Viscous, thicker, viscous, thicker plum juice. Rich, calm down, says Jura. You calm down. It's you that's getting excited, Sunshine. I believe he did, says Joe. Yeah, I think he did. He did a lot of that sort of thing. It's so good, that fragrant, that Féminité du Bois bottle. Yeah, it's stunning. I need to find it. I want to dig it out and wear it. Alan says, how much fresh cannabis goes into your typical recipe for pot noodles? Inquiring minds want to know. I have no idea. I'm not a big eater of cannabis. I ate cannabis once when I was younger, and then I fell asleep, right? And then I woke up in the middle of the night, absolutely out of me head, and like started panicking because I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, what is happening here? I'm fucked. Everything is fucked. I was like, wow. And I had to get in the shower. Like I was like sat in the shower for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden this like wave of calm came over us. And I remembered, I was like, oh fucking hell, last night I ate loads of ganja and I was high as chips. Dear me. Never again, I thought, and I've never eaten it since. So that's probably all of once I've eaten it. I can't smoke it anymore because my lungs just won't tolerate it. Like, so I get oil. Would you believe? This little bit of oil, put a little bit under your tongue, helps us sleep, and helps ease the effects of poison as well. So if you take methotrexate, and a little bit of the oil sort of takes away the nausea and the headache. So it's also good for like joint pain and stuff like that. So excellent. Has anybody sampled the newest 4th incarnation of Twilly? Charming Twilly, says Alan Hansen. Alan Hansen. Pradeep says, revisited Chanel Jersey. Jersey. After dismissing it years ago, floral makeup-y lavender. Quite pleasant. I'm not big on like florals. You know when things smell floral? I don't mind floral, but smelling florals, like actual smelling flowers, no good. Demir 1000, welcome to you. Hi. How are you? It is nice to see you here. I have never seen you before. Please come in, sit down, become comfortable, chat. How many compliments, Bob, says Eugene. Oh, Bob's left a comment. My LDE wearing yesterday was fabulous. First time from the bottle, more mellow and beautiful. Dry down kept giving. Bottles are different. Yeah, you do sort of get like more of a full experience from a bottle, don't you? I think it's part of the ritual. You know, like Ramsey says in his videos, he's like, I don't like guitars because it's like it fucks with me ritual. You know, me spraying ritual. I 100% agree. It's me ritual, innit? You know what I mean? That's just like, I get up in the morning, I'm going to do stuff, spray on a fragrance. Spray on a fragrance. A fragrance. One, fragrance, smell, spray. You know? I cannot handle this interlude. Why did I do this? Says Dura Rose. Dura Rose is stewing in his juice on the bus. I bet he's getting filthy looks off people as well. Rachel says, Alan, I can't wear Twilly. It gives me migraines. I think there's too much Amber Extreme or anything. And they should just ban Amber Extreme. It's awful. I don't know why they're pushing it so hard at the minute. It's everywhere. It's in everything. Why are they doing this to us? Do you think it's just like a massive joke? It's like I smelled leather blend today. Again, thinking like, because the first time I smelled it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I love it. I love leather fragrances and I love this. And I wore it a couple of times and I was just like, oh, I've got better leathers than this. Put it away and never smelled it again. Pulled it out because I've decided to sell it, sorry. And I smelled it today. And when I smelled it, right, I was like, there it is. That's what I don't like about it. It's the Amber Extreme. And Dura Rose told us that it was a Rascanet. And I was like, of course it is, because Rascanet loves that stuff. The absolute rascal. What's Richard Gardner saying to me? He sent me 2 pictures. I don't know what they are. Excuse me. I cannot handle this interlude. I'm being high at the cinema watching Blair Witch. Ooh, brave. It was a massive mistake. Oh dear. I didn't sleep for 3 nights. Oh, Joe. Oh, God. That film gave me like seasickness or something like that, you know, like motion sickness or something. I was like, what? Yeah, gave us a bit of the bleh. Jura says, Alan, I want my E numbers too. I enjoyed the first and third Twilly, says Eugene. No Uncut Gem in Madrid yet, says Demir. It is coming. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the absence while you can. Enjoy it while it's not there. You never know. You might enjoy it, you know, and if you do, then fair play. Be happy. If you enjoy it, go in with an open mind. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, I feel you. Good Lord. I've got it on my hand again. It's exactly what it smells like. It's Amberwood. It's awful. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. For I am a thirsty man. A duck, even. Not really a man, a duck. Rich had a nightmare. Uncut Gem. Yeah, I went a little, like a few weeks ago. Well, maybe it was even a couple of weeks ago. I went a few days where I was having like nightmares, you know? Barry Atron says, I recently got a Lagerfeld cheapie called, excuse me, what? I recently got a Lagerfeld cheapie called Capsule Wood with a K. Creamy plum, a soft, pleasant wear. Dries down nicely, says Barry Atron. Not sure I need 4 versions of Twilly, says Eugene. I'm a big fan of a plum note, though, Barry Atron. I've come right round to plum. I don't know that anything will do it better than Femme de Rochas or Feminité de Bois. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can't wait until it's October. October feels like the right time to wear like Femme de Rochas. You know, when it's darker and it's cold and it's autumnal and you get those sort of autumn fruits. Blackberries and stuff like that, you know. My mom's got some blackberries in the slow cooker at the minute. I'm like, all right. Haven't used the slow cooker for weeks. Like we used to put, well, I say we used to. We haven't had any beef for ages. She usually puts the beef in the slow cooker. I actually prefer it in the oven because it's drier. But there we are. Not sure I need 4 versions of Twilly. No. No, I know what you mean. I did 3 sprays thinking it too strong, says Bob. My friend did not detect it when I arrived, so I learned something. Not as strong as I thought. Can go more sprays. I needed cooler weather for dry down details. There are resins in the dry down. H24 EDP is a lot nicer than the EDT. Well, I mean, like, that's like saying, like, losing an arm is better than losing a leg. You know? That's harsh, but you know what I'm saying. Product says, Eugene, yes, I find it more powdery. There are similarities for sure. Oh, I am behind on comments. Jura, I agree the EDP is much better. How many on the bus now, Jura? Jura says, I minced onto the bus with interlude. Big mistake. You should mince off the bus. H24 is darker and more vegetal. Slight leather edition. It's like there's been a couple of Najals recently that people seem to be gravitating towards, you know? Do you think she's in danger of turning it round? Like Volinka, everybody's not heard any bad things said about Volinka. H24 EDP has people saying that it's better than the EDT, which all you can hope for is improvement, you know? Like, if you're moving in the right direction, you're moving in the right direction. Stephs says, Mitch, got 350ml Dior Dune. I love Dune. On the front of the bottle, Eau de Toilette, top line, Christian Dior in the middle. So if it says Christian Dior, not just Dior, if it says Christian Dior, it's from before 2004. 50ml, 1.7, made in France below that. No batch code, just 11 engraving. Thought so. It's between 1998 and 2004. It should have a batch code on. It should definitely have a batch code on. And it should be a 4-digit batch code as well. But it's probably the first formulation. Shiva says, scent of the day, de leur exquise. The first outing. Sounds like a film. Eugene, yes. Pat Lester, hello. What's the scent of the day? Mine is Cartier Santos today. Vintage Santos. Beautiful. Reminds me a bit of French Lover. Musky greenness. Pat says, mine is the de leur exquise, and it's a lovely rose fragrance. It reminds me of a more wearable Encens Mythique. The rose and animalic notes are quite similar. I need to dig out my Encens Mythique. I haven't worn it for a while. Jura says, Bobby, they are dropping off like flies, and maybe the cause. Jura Rose is killing people on the bus. Joe says, me too. I ended up lying across the seats feeling sick. Oh, dear. That man over there smells like Notre Dame Cathedral on fire, says Bob. I would expect Malt to use ambergris. You haven't smelled Uncut Gem yet, Matt. Dear Lord. It smells like dust. It's got this dusty, stale, dry kind of thing going on. It's rotten. Jura says, Bobby, I'm setting off smoke alarms. Oh, Eugene says, so much love for LDA. I'm touched. Thank you. Jura says, Rich as Maurice Hardman Roussel is going to do you in one day for talking shit about Uncut Gem. Look, it's not my fault he created a crap fragrance. Gonna keep LDA out with no cap for a week or two. Bob. Not sure about that, mate. What you want to do is wear it every day for a week. If you want to do this with a fragrance, wear it every day for a week, right? Get some air into the bottle. That will do more to what you're trying to achieve than anything else. It'll oxidize the fragrance a bit and open it up a bit. That's what people think maceration is. It's not. It's oxidation. It opens the fragrance up a bit, you know? So if you wear it for a week and then leave it for a couple of weeks, when you go back to it, right, you will sense that something has changed. Because what'll happen is it'll give your unconscious mind a bit of time to sort of work on it, you know? And when you come back to it, you'll smell like different stuff. Alan says, Jura, as long as you don't set off the carbon monoxide alarm, all will be well. Ah, Christoph is here. Welcome, Christoph. Christoph will be going to bed soon. Oh, dear. Stay with us, Christoph. Rachel says October is the best month. I love October so much that I got married in October. Outrageous. I was born in October. October the 14th. I was thinking about reposting that video. The shoe nice one. It's fucking awesome. Spaced Out says September is my favorite month. So you're having a good month at the minute. Right, I'm gonna have to look. All right, give us a second. Please forgive us if I butcher your name. Petit Oisieux 13. Hi, Rich. Hello. How are you? I haven't seen you before, but thank you for coming in and leaving comment. Please feel free to chat more. Hi, Rich. Listening while I set up all of my autumn winter fragrances. Aha. Someone after my own heart. I'd do that. Cooler weather has settled here in Ontario, Canada. Yes, it feels like it's settling in for the autumn and winter here too as well. I use the cat for a doorstop in the meantime. It's got heft, hasn't it? Alan says, I don't wear Twilly myself, but it smells amazing on Wes. No joke, especially the ginger incarnation. What, the ginger incarnation of Wes? It looks like Marl is restricted with using these big flavoring houses perfume as like IFF. Would be interesting to see if he collaborated with others. I mean, maybe Marl does have a contract with IFF. I mean, it's a shame. I would like to see Antoine Lee make a fragrance for them. I would like to see oh God. Almirac, maybe? Almirac make one. I'd like to see Anik Minardo make one. Complete Control, Anik Minardo. That will be interesting. Natalie Lawson, she deserves it. I mean, it's fantasy, but you would love to see someone like Olivia Polge or Christopher Sheldrake, you know? Olivia Cresp. Imagine if like Ink by Acro was released by Frederick Marl. People would be going mad for it. Shiva says, Jura, wear your 53 with arrogance and snobbery. Yes, look down on the people. That's how it's supposed to be worn. Repress them. Repress them. Repress some people while you are wearing that fragrance. You know, that's the type of fragrance that you're supposed to repress people with. I always wanted Marl to create a perfume with Cavalier. Yes, Cavalier would be a good one as well. Monsieur Secard, did you get your gem sniffed and sampled this morning? Says Bob. Jura says, Shiva, I'm wearing it with agony and I am sopping. Jura's being repressed by the fragrance. Bry says, hello, everyone. Hello, Bry. Everyone is saying hello to Bry. Prof Melvin, how are you? Demia says, the last Marl which impressed me, Rose and Queer, straight to the point. See, I'm not a big fan of Rose and Queer, but it's a hell of a lot better than this. This is just pointless. You've smelled this before hundreds of times. Seriously, it smells like something you get from a discounter for like £20, you know? It smells like one of the, like Azaro Chrome or Nautica Voyage, that kind of thing. You know? Whoa. Ariatrion, Rich, I got an Antares from Duty Free, and apparently it's from 2014. It's very, very weak. I'm sad. Oh. Well, they do restart their they do repeat their batch codes every 8 years, so it could be a 2022 bottle. What's good with all the perfume, man, dem today, says Brian. Bariatron, did you hydrate first? Ah, Mike says, scent of the day, tobacco oud. What a fragrance that is, by the way. So it doesn't have to be like hyper natural to be a good fragrance. Tobacco oud's like, it's awesome. It's awesome. And it's not a vintage fragrance whatsoever, you know? It's not a hyper realistic fragrance either. It's just good. I like the way it smells. It's a good fragrance. Is it worth what the charge for it? Pfft, no. Most aren't. People are taking our eyes out these days with fragrances. That's why I'm not as harsh on clones as I used to be. Because the pricing of perfume. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not as angry or against or I'm not persecuting clones like I used to. Because the prices of perfume's disgusting. Prohibitively expensive. And it's not as if the companies don't make a lot of money on it as well. You know, they make a hell of a lot more profit off fragrance than they will off clothes. Now, they might make a lot more money on clothes overall because that's their main business, but the margins, excuse me, the margins in perfume are huge. I mean, quite often, if you look at the ingredients for perfume, you will find one of them is literally water. Happy Saturday to you all, says Michael Harness. Hello, Michael. How are you? I love October so much that I was born on the same day as Rich. No way! James, have we got the same birthday? That's mint. I'll try and remember that. These are always over by the time I get home weekdays. Can only catch the odd one on weekends, says Mike. Sorry, mate. It's just I can't stay up late anymore because I literally can't. I keep falling asleep. Like, it's not that I keep falling asleep. Sometimes I do literally turn over and go straight to sleep after a stream. That does happen, but usually what happens is I get so tired that I can't think properly to like keep up with like the comments and like keep talking. You know, I run out of energy, and like my mental capacity is like diminished by tiredness. So I would do it late. I mean, if it was 10 years ago, I'd be streaming it until like 4 o'clock in the morning here. So that's when I used to stay up until. Shiva says, Jura, if you ever want to sell it, let me know. I really like to love all things interlude. Mike V, you are missed. Indeed. Bless him. It's finally cooling down on the US East Coast. Super excited to transition to denser perfume, says Prof. Yeah, it's always the most wonderful time of the year, isn't it? When you get to whip out the big units. You know? Even the bottles feel a bit heavier. You know, everything just feels a little bit more like sort of like weighty and like got more gravity, you know? Dear me. Like my bottle, it is a bit of a battle. My bottle of Rake and Ruin has got so much gravity that like if you get too close to it, you'll end up in orbit around it. It's really quite dense. I remember last year, you might remember this. I put on like 8 sprays one day. I thought I was going to die. I was like, oh my God. Like for the first 2 or 3 hours, I was like, fucking hell. I was like, wow. I was reeling from myself. Do you know how hard it is to reel from yourself? It's not easy. Loving your beautiful creation, Eugene, says Michael. Bob says, hey, Mike Valentino is back. Harness, how was Dallas? How was the Dallas? Sorry. Stephen Theo says, Natalie Lawson for Mal. It would be bloody interesting, that, wouldn't it? Stefan, sorry I keep pronouncing your name wrong, mate. Look down at them, says Bob. Yes, that's right. Just look down at the people. Quentin Beach redo Uncut Gem. No, don't let him anywhere near it. Just write it off. We could just all pretend. We'll all delete our videos, right? And we could just pretend it never happened if they just pull it now. And we could just refill the bottles with something else. Get someone to just do something, right? But let's just never speak of that again. Be like a horrible like family secret, you know, that we just don't talk about. Prof Melvin says, I lol to your Uncut Gem vid, Rich. Yes, a lot of people like that video. I've got like a lot of likes, a lot of views. It's by far my most watched video within the first like something like 36 hours of watching. It's got like twice as many views as the next video. Bry says, anybody else besides a wild duck smell Uncut Gem yet? Bry, if you go to my community tab on my channel, mate, you will find that today I linked to a couple of videos of people who said they liked it. There's one guy called Patchouli Pappy, and there is another guy called Cheap Imitation, who you may have seen in the comments. He's a good lad. They're both good lads, actually. They like it, which is fine. They've paid for it. Their money. You pays your money, you makes your choice, you takes your choice, you know? Like, what I said in my video, I stand by every single word of it. If somebody else buys it and likes it, sound. That is fine. And it's normal because that's their nose. And it's their money, you know? Just not for me. Even I think it was Cheap. It was one of the two who said that they weren't surprised that they liked it and I didn't like it because our tastes are like very different. And I was like, that's spot on. I was like, I watch loads of people whose tastes who are different. I mean, Eugene, do you know what I mean? It's like, Eugene, they're my best mate. It's like you said yesterday in the video, I was like talking to somebody yesterday on the stream, and it was like I said I don't like Shalimar, I don't like the Leon, and Eugene was like, "How the hell are we friends? This is madness." Do you know what I mean? It's just funny how it works. It's like it's just strange. It's just mad. It's interesting. It's good. I like it though. Sometimes it's easier to get on with people who you don't necessarily like agree with like loads on, you know. It's not like it's not like a rule or anything like that, but sometimes it's just easier. You get something different from them. And then sometimes you get what you need from like people who you have exactly the same taste. Like the exact opposite of what's true with Eugene is true with Ramsey. It's like, I agree with almost everything Ramsey says on his channel about like fragrances and stuff. We've got like really, really similar taste. And he's another one of my best mates as well, you know? Strange. Mad how it happens. Very interesting. Are you still fuming, Rich? I mean, a little bit, yeah. I am. Michael says, beautiful as always, Bob. Friday's my shopping day. 40 miles to and 40 miles back home. 80 miles. Damir says, Rich Mitch, what do you think about Dior Santal Noir and Patchouli Imperial? So I've got Patchouli Imperial and I really like it. I was actually thinking about wearing it today. I might wear it tomorrow. But I am going to be wearing that again soon. Love it. It's lovely fragrance. Beautiful. One of my favorite patchoulis, and I've got a lot of patchouli fragrances. Santal Noir. I like it, but I don't like it enough to buy it. Does that make sense? It's not bad. It's certainly one of the better recent Privé releases, but I wouldn't buy it. Patchouli Pappy mentioned lots of lemons up top. No wonder the ducks disdain. I don't know that he mentioned lemon. Good evening, Manly Sense. How are you? Uncut Gem is the same price as Portrait of a Lady. How? Why? Shocking. Shocking. Like, I'll say this, right? I'll say this, right? I hope people don't see this as like an endorsement or anything like this, right? But a couple of people have mentioned the price of Eugene's fragrance. $240 for 100 ml. In America, Uncut Gem is going to go for $420, right? Nearly twice as much. That is fucking despicable. That is absolutely atrocious. It's scandalous. It's terrible. It's terrible. All you've got to do is smell them next to each other and then know the prices. Bariatrion says, does it make you a Virgo, Rich? No, I am a Libra. Still got the cough, Bobby, but basically 100, thanks. Rich is a Libra, that's right, I am. I'm born exactly a month after you. Well, I mean, 10 years and a month after me. Born in 86, Rich, if so, yes, same birthday. Born in 85, mate. I've got a year on you, but fair play, mate. We shall have to have an e-drink. We will have like an e-drink on our birthdays. Libra women are trouble. Lots of fun comes with, though, says Bob. Rich whipping out the big units. Tough to wield my big unit. 420 Jura, US Jura. I don't know how much Portrait currently is, though. Yeah, it's the same price. Not a rose lover, but I've worn Eugene's La Douleur Exquise 4 times since getting it a little over a week ago. Just love how it transitions throughout the day, says Mike. I'm in the mood for big units, says Stefan. That's right. Michael Harness, hey, Michael. Doing well, says James. Down here with the trees, starting to turn. How are things where you are, says James. I didn't know we shared a birthday. Same day as the Battle of Hastings. Did you know that? You were born 922 years after the Battle of Hastings. The day that changed the world, really, considering what it did to England. For those who work in an office setting, have you noticed that more people are starting to wear perfume? I noticed it at my work, says Professor Malvin. I do have some decant updates for you, Bob. Just want to feel like I know what I'm talking about, says Lily. Melvin, yes, smell more chemical waste these days. Yeah, there's a lot of bad perfume out there, isn't there? Omar says cheap imitation videos are good. Has a nice voice. Yes, he does sounds very, yeah, you're right, Omar. He's got a very nice voice, just a very easygoing, chilled out, relaxed voice. Just seems like a genuinely, generally nice person. There are a precious few of them on the internet. And even fewer in real life. No, sorry, that's the other way around. Are we talking Uncut Gems? Well, if we must. Peter, it's so bad, mate. Peter, mate, it's so bad. God almighty. I think if you're blind by it, you are more inclined to find a reason to like it, though. That's a very good point I made to Eugene earlier. I might have made it to someone else. But I was like, I hope people who have blind bought it and spent a lot of money on it aren't just saying they like this, that, and the other about it because they've spent the money. Because I've done that before. I've definitely tried to do that before with stuff I've blind bought. I mean, rarely do I blind buy stuff and then hate it or dislike it even, but it has happened. I've been very lucky in that regard. Drawn by says, somebody at my work has started wearing a Ventus. Haven't yet identified the culprit, but wafts keep hanging in the air. Find them. Expose them. Bob says, can you rock DHP with your black coat? You're going to intimidate the shit out of the boys. Call them all one, but the one guy. Patchouli Imperial is Dio's response to Coromandel, and Coromandel is better, says Bry. Have you ever smelled Borneo 1834, which is the original? The Sheldrake chocolate. Borneo 1834 is better than both, in my opinion. Hell of a fragrance, that. Hell of a fragrance. Sweet, though. Hello, Jonathan. How are you? Recently tried Ostend's Impressions. Right. Joe says, recently tried Ostend's Impression Patchouli Heart 2 and really like it. Didn't so much Patchouli Heart number 1, so I bought the sample set. The sample set's worth smelling, I think. It's decent value. 6 fragrances, decent presentation. And I ended up buying a bottle of Impression Cedarwood Heart. Cedarwood Heart, the main note in that, the cedarwood note, is exactly the same cedarwood note that's used in Royal Oud. Exactly the same. Smell the two side by side, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been changed. Obviously, it's been blended with other things. It's been changed up, but that note is exactly the same. And it's an IFF, which shows that Creed used IFF to make Royal Oud. Eugene's perfumes are so much better. Do not compare it with that drab, says Jura Rose. Floral note says Eugene's going to dismantle and rebuild the fragrance industry. Demir says, dear Rich Mitch, what do you think about Louis Vuitton's X-Trays? I haven't smelled the X-Trays, but I've smelled a few of their perfumes, and I'm not big on them, to be honest. I think they're overpriced, and I don't think that they are very good. I like Jacques Cavalier, but I don't like that line. I don't like those perfumes, to be honest. It's a shocking amount of money to pay for a fragrance, but like fashion, they charge huge amounts because of the brand. That's right. Rich is a tiger as well. Rah. A duck and a tiger. Michael says $240 for Eugene's creations are a bargain. If you love having something in your collection that is totally beautiful and different from what you have, says Michael. I heard Marla's a bit of a twat, to be honest, says Jura. Jura, it can't be you. You don't work in my office, and I've never detected a trace of beef and tomato pot noodle in the corridors either. Yikes. You drink it is. I respect my elders, says James. That's right. Peter Kokorin said, Marl once said something along the lines of not wanting to smell like your maid. Fucking hell. What a dick. Audrey Jane is here. Welcome, Audrey Jane. I asked the sales associate at Chanel today, and Overt is not getting discontinued, so why did I buy a bottle? Oh, Cristal, I've bought a new parfum today, says Audrey Jane. What parfum did you buy? Did you buy the Sycamore one? Cheap imitation has a damn sexy voice, says Stefan. Here's Audrey with her wrench, says Jura. Haha. Just trying to scrub Ombre Nomad off my skin. Yeah, it's too much, isn't it? I liked it. I like it a little bit. I like it for a quick smell, and then it's over. I think I feel the same way about a midnight stroll. I smelled it today, sprayed it on my skin again, and I think I'm just not going to bother with it. Micah says that's an expensive blind buy. Well, it's a strongly bad blind buy, in my opinion. Yes, Audrey Jane did get Sycamore. That's right. Uncut Gem has traumatized you, Rich. It has. It's discombobulated us. I am I feel like someone's gave my head a wobble. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is going on? Jura says, Audrey, you raved about how Ombre Nomad was filling your room with beautiful scent. I've noticed an urge to serve volley with each wearing, to be honest, says Mike V. Yes, the retirement of Roger Federer, that is a terrible blow. Truly one of the best sportsmen I've ever seen. Absolute hero. Absolute hero. I just find it hilarious that nobody likes Novak Djokovic, and he's the most successful one ever. I just think that's absolutely hilarious because he's a spoiled little bastard. But he comes across all right. Like when you hear him talk, it's just nobody likes him. That's quite funny. I'm just revisiting Synthetic Jungle. I'm liking it more than I did before. I mean, you wait until you smell Uncut Gem, mate. You'll love Synthetic Jungle after that. Spaced Out says Patchouli Imperial is better than Coromandel. I think I might prefer Patchouli Imperial to Coromandel. But I prefer Borneo 1834 to both of them. Oh, I'm gonna have to get them all out now, aren't I? Shit. I've got all three of them. I could do it. I could do another patchouli video. I've done a top 10 patchouli, not a top 10, but like 10 patchouli videos. 10 patchoulis video. I really love patchouli. I used to think it was boring because it was in everything, and I used to think, oh, it's just patchouli and it's this, that, and the other. And now it's like, if you've got a patchouli-centric fragrance, I'm at least interested in smelling it. There are some really bad ones out there, though. Like, there are some really bad patchoulis out there. Spaced Out says, but not even Chanel is better than Surge to me. Oh, as a perfume house, you've got a point. You've got a point, especially the older stuff. You know, especially the stuff in the between 1990, well, on the start of 1992, all the way up to 2005 when he went to Chanel, Sheldrake. He still works with Serge Luton because Chanel have said, look, you can do that because obviously you've worked there for so long and they think so highly of Christopher Sheldrake and they respect Serge Luton so much because Chanel obviously don't like sharing anything with anyone, as you know. If you've ever tried to sell anything Chanel on eBay or like that, they don't like that. But since it's Christopher Sheldrake and since it's Serge Luton, they said, yes, you can go and do work for Serge Luton. But no one else. Christopher Sheldrake's had a very interesting career. I'd love to interview him. I would love to sit and interview him. I would need a long time beforehand to think of adequate questions and do a bit of research and find out about him, you know? But he's never released a totally bollocks fragrance, you know? He's never released a cheap, shitty fucking thing. I mean, he's done a few. Oh, well, no, I've said that now. To be fair, he's released a few things in the early 90s for some outrageous perfume houses. I'm sure he did something for Jesus del Pozo or something crazy like that. But you never hear of him doing loads of madnesses. He worked for Serge Luton almost exclusively. Micah says, as for Vert, I get pine and incense at the top, then heliotrope just takes over. Wish I got more pine, but it's a beautiful fragrance. Reminds me of what Tom Ford used to be. Yeah. Though that green line was one of the last great Tom Ford efforts. Jura says, Audrey, I'm on the bus wearing the most obnoxious perfume of all time. Interlude 53. I have a headache and the bus hates me. Joe says, I haven't tried Cedarwood Heart yet. The sample set is quite good. And if you decide to buy a if you decide to buy yourself a fragrance after buying the sample set, they'll knock the price of the sample set off the fragrance that you decide to buy. Jonathan says 47 watching and 21 licks. It's 25 licks now. That must have worked. If you'd like to lick the stream, please do. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can. Prof. Melvin says, Audrey, nice. I was able to get Cristal and Overt directly from my sales associate recently. Their recurring discontinuation rumors confuse me, but they're hard to get. Do a dramatic monologue and then leave the bus quickly. Audrey's yet to post a video for like months. Roger are the best house, says Jura. No, they aren't. Roger is the greatest perfumer alive with his original creations that are inspired by others. Somebody was trying to get amongst me today, telling me that you've got to see it. I wish I could post a picture of it on the stream so you could read it. It was just a shameful comment. They spelled lane. They told me to stay in my own lane and then proceeded to spell lane, L-A-I-N. And then they said that all of Roger's fragrances were recreations of the fragrances that he made at Guerlain, and spelled Guerlain G-U-E-R-L-O-N. I swear on my life that is true. Shameless. In the middle of reading Gabe Oppenheim's book, The Ghost Perfumer, Olivia Cree is pretty shameful. Shameless. He's a scandalous bastard. Dura Rose, Audrey, you are like that, mate. You love to have a drink, but never comes. When they do, everyone is well happy. Sarah must ask you to disembark the bus now, says Bob. Clive Christian perfumes are meh. I started punching the air when I saw the prices they were asking for. Scandalous. Scandalous, the prices. Petit Oisier says, found my scent of the day going through my organization. Serge Luton's Le Participé Passé, smoky maple, somewhat herbal. Smells like curry sauce to me. Big curry sauce. Peter says, I particularly like Contre Moi from Vuitton. A simple vanilla, but they've discontinued it now. They always get rid of the best ones, don't they? Audrey Jane says, I left Selfridges with 10 perfume samples today. They had to give us a bag, so there was so many. Outrageous. Going to Selfridges to meet Aisha without me and Jura. Scandalous, really. Roger Federer with the face of lint. DMR says, in my opinion, Coromandel EDT, the original one, is very sophisticated, patch, Chanel-esque. Lily says, Nadal crying for Federer was more emotional than anticipated. Wow, the sportsmanship respect between them was beautiful. I remember that 2007 and 2008 finals. That I was like, what? It was incredible. The one where Nadal beat him. You know, it went to like the fifth, and then a tiebreaker in the fifth set, and it went on for ages. It was immense. Demir says, Dear Rich Mitch, what do you think about Le Leon? I hate Le Leon. I really don't like Le Leon. And Paris is okay. But I prefer Paris Edinburgh, and I prefer Paris Biarritz. Agree, DMR. Coromandel, Coco Noir patch is the kind I love. Other patchoulis are mostly likes at best. Audrey says to Prof. Melvin, the essay said that due to certain ingredient being pulled, production distribution has been slow. She was telling me there were 15 samples, bottles of it just sat in the back of the store. 15 sample bottles? I'm sure the first question will be there. There was a last stash of vintage 50ml. Serge Luton bottles are. Yeah, I wouldn't mind finding those. Audrey says that she got a menthol note in Noir today. Shit, the older one's better. Joe says, oh, alas, I got my Ostend sample from Fleabay. Oh, well. Night all. Good night, Audrey Jane. Bobby, they have The Tube in Birmingham. Tube. Now, Audrey, that was quick. 15 more minutes, says Bob. John, same for me with Synthetic Jungle. I like it much. Birmingham is self-contained, big town, shithole. Hello there, Rachel, says Michael. Ex-masculine is good, says James Crowder. What's that? Rich, you don't like labdanum? I don't like labdanum, to be honest. I really don't. The only labdanum I really like is Ambra Sultan, in which I really do like labdanum. Next Les exclusive is probably ready already. Oh, I would imagine it wouldn't be getting released for another year or two, though. I'd be surprised to see another Les exclusive this year. I'd be surprised to see another one next year, to be perfectly honest with you. Right, I need to take some meds. So where are we? Paracetamol. Where's my gabapentin? Whoops. Excuse me a second. Not whilst I hydrate. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I've got some crisps. Outrageous, I forgot about those. Oh, excuse me. Oh, have another drink. What time is it? It's like fucking, what, 9:30? No. I'm back. Heading out for dinner. Good night, Prof. Melvin. Amber Sultan is gorgeous, says Rachel. It is. Excuse me. Rich is waiting for Chanel Paris Blackpool. Behave. Westernoon. Hello, Rich chat. Well, this is a nice surprise on a cold Saturday evening. Scent of the day is JPG Fleur de Mal. I sold my bottle of that. Not a big fan. This year has been rather dull fragrance-wise, with a couple of exceptions. Well, it depends how you define dull. I mean, Uncut Gem is a bad, dull fragrance which smells like dust, right? But is it a dull release? Because it's like aggravated, it has exercised me to a great amount. So no, I can't front. It's been bollocks this year. We've had some fucking pretty shocking perfumes. It's all just like dated in, and it's all just like, you know, people forget that perfume's like a creative art. The accountants have got a hold of the fucking perfumers by the bollocks, like, you know. Pardon me. Oh, I might wear Chanel Egoist Cologne Concentrate tomorrow. Paris Blackpool. Lol. Armani code best of 2022. I don't think so. Bobby Rock and Boozy. Now I want to wear 53 to church tomorrow, dressed in all blue, says Shiva. Living out LDA by Eugene, best frag of 2022 so far, says Rachel. Couldn't possibly say. Did anybody see the short that I posted today called eBay? It's scarily accurate. Apparently, like, shorts are meant to be like the next big thing. Like eBay's like eBay. It's YouTube is pushing shorts. Oh God, apologies. Damir says, I miss the old Chanel Antaeus so much. That beeswax smell. It's not the same without the beeswax now. Damir, I actually got a vintage bottle last week. It's from between 1986 and 1991, according to my friend, who is a bit of an expert on those, like specifically Antaeus. I absolutely love Antaeus, though. That's another fragrance I could wear tomorrow. So many choices. Shiva says, I've been peer pressured, so I shall. That's right. It's how all the best decisions get made. Spaced Out says, Mitch, did you try the whole Chanel exclusive range? I have done before, yes. Excuse me. 31 Rue Cambon is bottle worthy for me. After trying it, I have to try number 18, 22, and beige still. I need to get out my vintage Chanels and do a fucking Chanel house overview, a house family portrait video. That's going to be a video I'm going to do soon because I've got some fucking amazing vintage Chanels. And Ramsey's about to blow everybody out the water with the vintage Chanel that he's bought. I won't tell everybody what it is, but bloody hell. Jura says, my phone autocorrects hasn't done a download to lesbian stables all the time, and it drives me nuts. It shouldn't do that. It should, once you go back onto the word, it should like offer you the chance to put the word you originally spelled, and then it should remember that word forevermore. Hello, Frank. He's wearing perfume. Parfum even. That's a nice fragrance. I might have to just pick that up. You know? Bollocks, I've wanted that for fucking ages. Rachel says, green floral sheetrez are my happy place. Yes, we've all got those happy places. Balenciaga Pour On is my happy place. I need to wear that. I might wear that tomorrow. Spaced Out 31 Rue Cambon is my favourite alongside Cuir de Russie. I could wear that as well. That alert excuses complex stuff, says Frank. Getting different impressions everywhere and at every level of dry down. Lily Bonfille says, yes, please do vintage Chanel. I will. That will come. That video will happen at some point. I just don't know when. Peter from Fragrance Viewers here. We've had Peter Kokorin and now we've got Peter Carter. Peter C. PCs. Welcome, Lily Bonfille. How are you? MJ says, Scent of the Day, Fall into Stars by Strangelove. The hotel receptionist said, wow, you smell so good. Not that overpowering Dior Sauvage. Nice. Watch of the Day is the Omega SMP 300M Blue. Well, Frank, let me tell you about my watch. I've got a tag. I had it serviced 2 years ago after buying it in 2015. So I had it serviced 2 years ago. Fucking height of the pandemic it was. A couple of months ago, it started like losing time and the crown was sticking. So it takes it to tag, and I was like, look, I had this service 2 years ago. They recommend it to be serviced every 3 to 5 years. I was like, look, it's only been 2 years. Me watch is fucked. Do you want to fix it? Anyway, these things take time, and so Tag sent it off to Switzerland or wherever it is that they fucking claim to be, and gets a phone call on, what was it, fucking Wednesday. The woman was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hello." She was like, "Yep, got the message back from Tag." She was like, "Your phone needs a new crown and it needs a service." I was like, "Whoa." I was like, "It was only serviced 2 years ago. What are you talking about?" I was like, "My car gets serviced less than that, mate." And she was like, "Yeah, sorry, that's just what they've said." And I was like, "We bollocks to what they've said. Fucking fix it for nothing. It should still be under warranty." She was like, "Oh, we only did a 1 year warranty on services until last year when we decided to bring in a 2 year warranty on services." I was like, "So it's out of warranty?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "How much is this going to cost?" 355 Great British fucking pounds. I was like, "What?" I was like, "I've only had the bastard thing for fucking 7 years. It should be like the crown shouldn't be breaking after 7 years, dick." What the fuck? So anyway, I've been fucking done out of fucking the best part of 400 quid. Bastards. I should have just done what that bloke in the video I posted today did. How much is that? £1.50. I've got 50p. Fuck you, bastard. Yes, Creator is perfect for winter, says Spaced Out. I only have Sycamore for now. Rich, I have a Nokia. Yeah, I've heard that about you. You want to get that seen too, mate? Spaced Out says, no, Frank says, perfume, easy to get in the UK, in the US. Yes, it is. You're right. It's easy to get over here as well. I just haven't ever got round to doing it. That was what I was saying. Sweet Rich Mitch live stream. Sweet Anuja's here. Lily says, Creator Russi is my scent of the day from a sample. Welcome to the greater news, says Michael. All their fragrances are fire, says Rachel. Anuja's just saying hello to everyone. Ah, Wes is here. Hello, Rich. Just waking up for the day. Oh, good morning. Wakey, sunshine. I'm looking forward to meeting Wes. Going to meet him in a couple of weeks. Micah says they also tell time. Boss Patel, bonjour, sir, says Bob. Jura says, Rich, that's outrageous. You could have bought a bottle of Uncut Gem for that. Yeah, but I wouldn't have. Oh dear, not good news. Reckon servicing my car is cheaper than that. Servicing my car's half that price. I've got like a 15-year-old Ford. And seriously, it's cheaper to run than that watch. Jesus. Bob says, no comment on Tag. Should be a good brand. Thought it was a good mid-entry level brand. Nice. It's a perfectly nice looking watch. The fucker better come back sparkling. Sparkling. MJ, is it reload, says Barry Astro? Doubtful. Micah says, any thoughts on Beach Hut Man by Amberwood? No, I haven't. I don't think I've smelled that one, or if I have, I can't remember it. But I liked Sunshine Man. Pradeep says, I just wish the current Creator Russi was a bit thicker. Honestly, I paid fucking... honestly, I paid like fucking the best part of 500 quid for my bottle of Creator Russi 100ml, the vintage one, and it was worth it. Like, everything about it. Just beautiful. I sprayed some on Richie G, and he... I sprayed some on Richie G, and he got itchy, made him itch, but it doesn't make me itch. Itch Mitch, not happening. I would just power through. But then it stopped after like 10 minutes, so thank God. Richie sounded like Matt Berry in Snuffbox when you sworn. I always swear loads. I love it. It's one of my favourite things to do. Floral Note says, honestly, I find the less exclusives to be very light on me, except Leon, which is awful. Stefan says, don't buy Swiss watches. I live in Switzerland. In my opinion, Citizen is the best watch brand. Patek Philippe. Patek Philippe, if you want to spend serious money, Patek Philippe make good watches. There's also a guy called Masahiro Kakuno. If you look him up, I'll put the name in the comments. If you look up Masahiro Kakuno, he's got like a 10-year waiting list because he makes all these watches by himself, like in traditional like method, and all his watches are different. And his watches go for like $500,000, you know, straight away, $500,000. It's really good. Some of the videos on YouTube about them are really, really interesting. Obviously, you'll never, unless you've got serious bank, you know, unless you've got like $500,000 fucking dollars to spend on a watch, you're not gonna get one, and you've got 10 years to wait. You know, you're not getting one. But the videos about him, he's like one of the last traditional watchmakers in Japan. Flora Note says, Bel Respiro was kind of non-existent on me. Could not perceive anything after 10 minutes. Allonge and Sauna is my favorite watch brand. What do you think of Ramon Vile? They are really good value, says Stefan Thena. Citizen, that is. And they have that system where you never need to change a battery. Just fantastic. I got a rose gold plated watch and I love it. Well, mine's an automatic, so it just charges itself as it's fucking, it just charges itself as it's, like, as you're wearing it throughout the day. But mine was losing time. I'm not happy about what happened with that watch, actually. I don't like Rolexes. I've always wanted a Breitling, but as I've got older, the Breitlings have become less and less and less and less and less attractive. I don't like the whole mad shit that's going on behind the dial. I would like, really, the watch that I would really like is a Santos by Cartier. Because it's just, I mean, if I got a Santos by Cartier, I'd just fucking shave in a mustache and just fucking wear like an open shirt. You know what I mean? At that point. Because I would just be like ultimate hairy-arsed man. Citizen was my very first watch as a kid in the 70s, says Bob. Rachel says, I've always just had a Cartier, same one for decades. Can't go wrong. We should get Greggy Boy in here. He knows his watches. I wonder if he could find us a Santos. He probably could. It's like buying second-hand ones as well, you know. If you can get them with like the papers and really well looked after. Like really good value, you know. Not sure how Tissot watches are viewed. I'm very happy with mine. I think they're a decent brand, aren't they? Cartier Must Tank is my number one watch, smaller one. I prefer smaller, like laid, but not laid back, but like fucking stripped back watches that just tell you the time and maybe the date. You know, I don't need to know like where I am in the solar system and like fucking what time it is at like fucking 8,000 meters depth in like the Mariana Trench. You know, if that's where I am, I'm not bothered what fucking time it is. You know. Oh, Western Oud. I love it. I have a Santos watch, Rich. Beautiful piece of jewelry. Outrageous. Host Beef says, welcome, Host Beef with the hostess with the mostest, with the great name. Crazy that some of the best designer fragrances come from a watchmaker like Cartier. Yeah, they're a jewelry house. You know? The thing is, you've got to remember as well, though, Cartier have an in-house perfumer. Cartier has an in-house perfumer, and I think that makes a massive difference to a brand. Cartier watches are elegant, similar to jovial, says Adam. German is Elange and Son, I believe. Good stuff. Ulysses Cardin, also outrageous. Jaeger LeCoultre has some holy grails. Expensive, though. I have a Santos watch, Rich. Beautiful piece of jewelry, says Westnude. Want to send us a picture, mate? Spaced Out says match Santos with an 80s suit and vintage Koros and a cigar, of course, is Spaced Out. Well, you say that, but I would just use the vintage Santos perfume I've got. That's what I wore today. It stinks. It just smells like a brown suit. It hasn't got musk in it, but it smells so musky, it's unbelievable. It hasn't got a musk note in it, apparently, which is very hard to believe, but there we are. Divers need watches more than anyone. So not anymore they don't, but they used to. Same as pilots, you know? DMR says, I adore my F1 Tag Heuer is the only one I have. Yeah, this is the only watch I've got. It looks as the first day I bought it 12 years ago, says DMR. Shiva says, my YouTube thread is filled with uncut gem reviews like I care. Yes, you've seen the only one that matters. And that's mine. Watch as many as you possibly can. Stefan says, if I would have the money, I would get a Santos too, silver with gold screws. That's right, like the perfume, silver and gold. It's got a brown bottle with gold writing and silver cap, which is just insanity. But there they are. Frank says Cartier Tank XL. Product says I took like a dozen photos of my Longines at Checkpoint Charlie in Berlin. All right, give us a second. I'm going to the bathroom. Oh! Apologies, friends. Yes, apologies. I had to go down the stairs. Oh! For a sandwich. Sandwich. Hello there, Michael John. Past utility watches are now luxury. IWC, Rolex, Breitling, says Pradeep. Antonio says, oh, watch talk. I'm wearing my Omega Speedmaster Professional Moon watch. Is vintage an actual thing in the realm of watches, Susan Nuge? Or is it not applicable? Just curious. No, you can get fucking vintage watches. Don't worry about that. Dear me. I wear an Apple Watch a lot for work and exercise. It really stabs at my lifelong mechanical watch hobby, says Frank. Very applicable, says Frank. Yes, very. Pradeep, wow, really, I have no clue about watches, but that's pretty interesting. Big time, yeah. What's your favourite Delphine girl on, says Pradeep to Bob. Antonio says, no, it's 10 years old. Watching England play yesterday was boring. You were fucked at the World Cup, we're double fucked. I would be surprised if we didn't get out the group. It's going to be like watching Capello's England again, the shithouses. Maguire should be nowhere near the squad, it's scandalous. I can wear athletic shorts in summer and not bring my big-ass phone by wearing that Apple Watch, says Frank. I don't wear shorts. I don't like shorts. I just mine solid and simple for watches. Yeah, I'm like that, Rachel. I don't like a lot of stuff going. I don't like a lot of stuff going on the face of me watch. I don't know, product, to be honest. Not sure I care. Let me look. Dino says, hey, Rich, what vintage fragrance made you go down the rabbit hole? Oh, fucking Christ. So I was in the midst of... I bought my first ever vintage fragrance off Mr. Smelly, would you believe? And it was very reasonably priced, and it was sound. He was also selling off a shit ton of Dua stuff as well, which I just wasn't asked about. But he did agree to sell me a bottle of Paco Rabanne Pour Homme with the raised thing. That was the first ever vintage one I got, and it was fucking lovely. But that wasn't the fragrance that really opened up the fucking rabbit hole, that opened the door for us to go through. That was... One was Smolto Pour Homme, piqued my interest, which I bought off Chris from Scentland, but then I bought Balenciaga Pour Homme after seeing Fragrance Matt's reviews, and I thought I would never get to buy it because I didn't use fucking eBay at the time. And then I bought a 30ml, and I was just like, holy shit. I was like, is this what fragrances used to be like? You know? I just found them infinitely better. I've always been into older stuff, like cars and stuff like that. I wanted like an Audi Quattro when I was younger and stuff, and a fucking Sierra Cosworth and all of that kind of patter. So yeah, it just sort of fit me personality, really. Frank says, UK back to playing sports. Yes, have been for about a month and a half. Shorts are mandatory in me and Bob's climate, says Frank. I imagine they are. Michael says, Hurricane Ian wants to hit soon. Might wear a delayed excuse when he arrives. Fuck hurricanes. Can't imagine living like that, just waiting for them to land every year. Fuck that. So Balenciaga Pour On was your third, says Adam. It was me third. Ish. Frank says, I now have enough Balenciaga Pour On to last my lifetime. The rest would be a splurge. How much have you got, Frank? Frank says, I thought everything stopped in the UK due to the funeral. Ah, yes, everything stopped for that weekend and then the next weekend as well, basically. And then on the Monday, nothing was allowed to happen. The Monday of the funeral, which was a bank holiday. I'm still mad to think that she's gone. Mad. I thought everything stopped. Greetings, Berke Erkoch. How are you? We'll go for another 10 minutes or something, and then I'm going to go to sleep. Frank says 330 mls, 200 mls, and an aftershave. I've got an aftershave, I must admit, but I've got about fucking 10 to 15 ml, 50 mls, and then I've got about fucking 500 mls. I've got the soap. I've got the shower gel. Yeah. And a half full 100 ml. So that's 50 ml. Bob says, cherry, thumbs up. Love it. Only overly strong cherries I don't care about. Vassa's I love. Vassa's very good. I don't think Jelk's as good as Vassa, to be honest. Kanga says, anyone try Cedrat Boise Intense? You've come to the wrong channel, Kanga, mate. You young rascal, you. Oh, God. Take my socks off. One of the hardest things I have to do all day is put my socks on. Oh, God. I will now don Mr. Harness's socks. Socks that he sent us. Some sexy socks. Alpaca wool, which is some of the finest wool available to humanity. Where is my hoof cream? Come hither, hoof. Oh. Ow. Got a bad foot. Oh dear. These socks are immense. Oh! Sorry. Making strange noises down the phone here. Anyone try Cedrat Boise Intense? No. Vintage socks only, please, says Pradeep. That's right. Wouldn't mind being Vassa, says Bob. Get all those sexy men. I tried Nudiflorum by Nasamato today, but I'm not sure how I feel about it, says Berke. I appreciate the effort, but I guess that floral leather combo wasn't for me. Yeah, I haven't tried any Nasamatos for a while. I remember Peter Carter from Fragrance View doing a review where he said he smelled one of the Nasamato perfumes, and there was a particular ingredient in the base, and it was like a prefabricated base for a perfume. And he was like, he didn't use the word, I don't think he used the word cheating, but he was like, if you're charging what Nasamato charge, what you should really be doing, if you're being honest, is providing a higher quality than using prefabricated bases. You know, they're charging a lot of money for 30 mil. And do you really want to be using a prefab? I mean, you might do for your profit margin, yeah. But as far as like the artistic sort of merit is concerned, using a prefabricated base isn't great. And I agree with him, frankly. Bob says, Rich, how cold is it? It's got to be about 6 or 7 Celsius. Real money, sensible money. Adam D says, I don't mind L'Homme Ideal or the parfum, but I do like the citrus and almond mix with L'Homme Ideal cologne as quick go-to. I've got L'Homme Ideal or the parfum, but I never ever wear it. Too sweet. It's one of those perfumes that smells nice in the shop. The longer you have it, the sweeter it gets. And you're like, oh god. 44 Fahrenheit says floral notes. Fahrenheit is just a silly unit. It's only America that uses it. I mean, Jacob Rees-Mogg's trying to get us to fucking use it again, but he's fucking backwards, that cunt. Fucking cannot stand him, the prick. Frank says, at least I can find Nasa Matos for way below retail nowadays. Yeah. I liked Black Afghano, but people who say it smells like cannabis are the type of people who have never smoked or touched cannabis before in their entire lives. It smells nothing like cannabis. It's not even close. Pradeep says, fuck ounces. Yeah, pounds and ounces. What the fuck? Joe says, night, Rich and everyone. Thank you for a very entertaining chat of a fab and restful Sunday, and try and blank Uncut gem from your memory. Thank you. And thank you for buying me a coffee. You are very kind. You are too kind. Thank you very much. I appreciate it greatly. I really do. Shit, I don't know argument here. I love cologne more. I think lactose note is nice. Frank says, I have that whole Ideal line, only missing the red extreme and never wear them though. Damn. Adam says, damn, Tyneside is cold. Mog is a buffoon. Both correct. Correct on both counts there, Adam. Mog's like a meme of himself. He's a joke. Like, what? He's just fucking talks absolute bollocks. Like, he's like a Charles Dickens tribute act. Freak. He looks like a pencil. Take it easy, Joe. Thank you. I love the EDP and cologne of L'Homme Ideal. Lily Bonfils says, are you as passionate about anything else as you are about fragrance? Good Lord. No. To be honest, no. The thing with fragrances, right, is that I've found not just like that I love the fragrance, but I love the community aspect of it as well. So I've said this on another stream before. If I never got another subscriber again, right, I'd be happy with the ones I've got. Like, the quality of my subs is through the roof. I really like this community. Everybody who comes into the streams, even when new people come into the streams, they fit in seamlessly. My personality is the type that like attracts like. That everybody who comes here is sound. Rarely do you get someone who comes here and just acts like a bellend. Do you know what I mean? Everyone here is sound. Even the lurkers, even though the lurkers don't like sitting like fucking like come and chime in with shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's mostly people just like put it on just to listen to and stuff like that. And you'll get some people who'll comment on the stream afterwards, and like a lot of people like to get involved while it's happening. People have their own conversations in the chat, like with each other, and everybody can talk to each other, and everybody's really nice. Frank, do not be playing the heel. Stop that. Me and Frank gonna have a Japanese death match. This is barbed wire and bombs and shit. Hello from Los Angeles. I got an email from Nick today. Did you buy that? Did you buy any of those fragrances that you sent me today, Nick? He gets around us, young Nick, doesn't he? He's in London 1 week. He's in Los Angeles the next. The globetrotter. Spaced Out says, without the community, I would lose interest in fragrance by now. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. There's definitely an element of that, yeah. Without the community, you wouldn't have tried most of the fragrances that you've tried. That's what I've found from my personal experience. There's a lot of fragrances that have been recommended, but I agree with you. Your point there is it's the community's immense. You know, it's little, but it is mighty. You know, and we know each other. There's loads of people like I know, and I remember like when Nick said hello there. Nick emailed me earlier today, and I remembered that he not only had he been to Los Angeles, but that he's looking at a certain fragrance, which I won't out because he may want to buy all of them. I don't know, but he's found some stuff. He asked me if I thought it was genuine, and it does look genuine, you know, but it depends. Depends. It's your money, and I won't spend your money for you. But no, I love the community. I love this community as well, you know. I loved Eugene's. I used to go on streams with Eugene. Yeah, it's great. Burke says, I think Toroni is similar but better. There is a signature smoky, woody incense note and synthetic musk in most of Alessandro Gualtieri's frags. Yeah, he definitely has a style, doesn't he? I can play the heel roles, says Frank. Please don't. I like Toroni, Amberwood, but at least it's unique. Oh, Frank. He's on thin ice. He's on thin ice. Oh, dear. He's standing up for Amberwood. I'm still thinking about them, says Nick. Hello there, Nick, from Ty Valley, Oregon. Hello, Michael. Toroni is basically the perfected black Afghano, in my opinion, says Spaced Out. 44 Fahrenheit right now, can only be at elevation. Shake my head, says Bob. I'm not at elevation, I don't think. I don't have the ADT Frederick Mall. Frederick Mall FM? I am nuts for the parfum. Oh, the ADT too. I am nuts for the parfum, that dark flint note. Get the 2020 limited bottle. They did many of the limited bottle. Frank says, Joma Shop is Tour Parfum 4.2 at a giveaway price. We don't have Joma Shop over here. Rachel says, we love Duck and hanging out. We love Duck and hanging out in the space you create. Thank you, Rachel. We love Rachel too. Bob says, I could sell my partial pot of parfum and open that 2020 edition. Give you a great price, says Bob. Frank says, I can't stand how everything new is Amberwood, but when used thoughtfully and unique, it can work. Like in the Moon, for example. You see, the Moon, I liked it at first, but I think my problem with Amberwood is I must be sensitive to it. I must feel it. You know, that has to be, like, it just jars with us. So there's that. So you've got to frame everything through that. But it feels like amberwood is used as a substitute for a coherent base. Every single time I smell amberwood, what happens with the fragrance is, right, it'll start in the mid, or it'll start at the base. It'll start at the base of the top. So you get the first hints of it there. It'll grow and grow and grow through the mid until all that's left of the fragrance is that one amberwood note. And it's unrefined. It's unkempt. It screams. It really gives out this shriek of it literally smells to me like a headache. You know, I made the comparison between Amberwood, Ambroxan, and fucking Budweiser the other day. Sorry if you like Budweiser, but it's fucking awful. It's like sparkling water with some kind of mysterious, like brown note in it. You know, that just kind of like it makes me feel as though like a headache is imminent. If I don't already have one, then it's coming. And Budweiser does that. When I drink Budweiser, it's like, oh no, it's awful. You know? Don't understand how people can drink that shit. It's like sparkling water. Like, I don't mind sparkling water, but if I drink more than like 500 mils of it, which is essentially like a pint, if I drink more than that of it, then it's like, fucking hell, I'm getting a headache. You know? Shit. And on that note, I am going. It's been 2 hours. I've done my time. Thank you, everybody, for watching my stream. Thank you for those who have bought me a coffee. You are too kind. Thank you for everybody who has liked the stream. You are also too kind. Thank you to everyone who has watched and listened and commented and not commented and come and gone. Thanks, everyone. I will see you again soon. Good night.